The stage is set. In one corner, we have the dazzling genius Paul Morphy, and in the other, the valiant Henry Bird. This is not just any game, this is chess at its finest. A clash of wits where every move could be a masterpiece or a disaster. Let's dive in. E4 E5 the classic king's pawn opening. Both players agree to join the dance in the center. Let's get this party started. Nf3 Nc6 White's knight waltzes to f3, eyeing the center. Black responds with Nc6, joining the central battle. The knights are out, this could get spicy. Bc4 Bc5 Bc4 Morphy's bishop takes its position on the long diagonal, putting pressure on Black's e5 pawn. Bc5 from Bird follows suit, opening up the game with a symmetrical formation. All we need is some fireworks. B4 B capture B4 time for the Evans Gambit. White sacrifices a pawn with B4, offering Black a tasty snack on B4. Bird takes the bait with B capture B4. But now White's going to have fun. C3 Bc5 Now the plan kicks in. White aims to push D4 and open up the center, while Bird's bishop stays active on the diagonal, eyeing that sweet F2 pawn. Watch out. White. D4 A capture D4 D4, White is going full throttle. The center is about to A capture plod. Bird grabs a pawn with A capture D4, but that's a bit of a risky move. Morphy's getting more space for his pieces. C capture D4 B flat 6 White recaptures with the C pawn, keeping that center strong. Bird's bishop hops back to B flat 6. Trying to stay relevant but maybe starting to feel a little less powerful in the face of all that open space. Whitley short castle D6 White castles. Bringing the king to safety and getting ready to launch an attack. Black plays D6, trying to block the center and shore up defenses. But is it enough? D5 Now 5 Morphy presses on with D5. Advancing and gaining space. Bird's knight decides it's had enough of the center and hops over to the edge with Now 5. Not the most comfortable position for a knight, but hey. It's not always about the best spots, right? E5 and capture C4 Now White kicks into high gear with E5, pushing that pawn forward and driving Black's knight back. Bird decides to take the material with N capture C4, who doesn't love a free pawn? But little does he know, it might come with a price. Queen A4 check BD7 Queen A4 check, Morphy's queen wing slides in for a check, forcing Bird's bishop to come to the rescue with BD7. The Black king is still in the center, and the tension's rising. Queen capture C4 D capture E5 Queen capture C4, Morphy grabs the knight, claiming the material advantage and keeping up the pressure. Bird, now feeling the heat, captures a pawn with D capture E5. But does he have enough defense to handle White's oncoming attack? N capture E5 Queen F6 N capture E5, White swoops in and takes another knight. This is starting to feel like an episode of Pawn Wars. The siege of Black's king. Bird pushes his queen wing to Queen F6, trying to add some pressure to the center, but White's pieces are just everywhere. N capture D7 K capture D7 N capture D7, White isn't stopping. Morphy sacrifices the knight for K capture D7, A capture posing Bird's king and leaving it completely vulnerable. That king is now out in the open, and White's ready to strike. Queen G4 check K8 Queen G4 check, White's queen wing moves to deliver another check. Bird's king has no choice but to wander over to K8, with White's pieces closing in like hungry wolves. Bg5 Queen G6 Bg5, Morphy develops another piece with a beautiful pin. Now the pressure is on. And bird's knight is in danger of being trapped. Queen g6 tries to create some breathing room for black's king, but it's becoming clear that bird's defenses are unraveling. nc3 nf6 nc3 white's knight leaps into the fray, getting ready to attack and complete the coordination of pieces. Black tries to bring out the knight with nf6, but it's almost too little, too late. White's attacking pieces are just too strong. Rook a1 check, king f8, re1 check. White brings the rook to the a file, throwing black's king into further disarray. The black king now moves to kf8. But it's like running from a lion only to trip on a rock. Queen b4 check, king g8, queen b4 check. The queen is back for more. Black's king is practically being herded into a corner. The black king now sits on kilogram 8, looking for an escape, but there's no safe haven left. B capture f6, queen capture f6, b capture f6. Morphy delivers the final blow with a bishop sacrifice, removing a key defender. Black recaptures with queen capture f6, but the damage has already been done. White is ready to pounce. Knight4 queen g6, knight4. White places a knight in the perfect spot, threatening all sorts of checkmates. Black tries to get some relief with queen g6, but the queen can't keep up with the storm of white's pieces. kh1 h5. White plays kh1, getting the king out of the firing line, while black attempts to create some space with h5. But at this point, black's position is like a sinking ship, too many holes to plug. f4 h4. White's f4 is like a battering ram, pushing forward. Black replies with h4, trying to create some counterplay, but it's all just delaying the inevitable. f5 queen h5. White pushes forward with f5, opening up more lines to attack. The black queen moves to queen h5, but white is in full control, and that king is a sitting duck. rf4 f6. White brings in rf4, making the attack even more terrifying. Black plays f6, but it's all just window dressing at this point. N capture f6 check, g capture f6, n capture f6 check. White's knight jumps in to deliver the final blow, taking out black's defenses. Bird has no choice but to take with g capture f6. But now the black king is completely a capture posed. Rook g4 check, queen capture g4, rook g4 check. White's rook swings in for the kill, delivering yet another check. Black has no choice but to a capture change queen ends with queen capture g4. Queen capture g4 check, kf8. White's queen takes over with queen capture g4 check. And bird's king is forced to move to kf8. Black's king is now completely helpless. Rook e6, rook h6, rook e6. White's rook moves in to finish the job. rh6 tries to bring the rook to some action, but the end is near. Queen f4 kilogram 7. Queen f4 is the final check that forces bird's king to kilogram 7, but white's rook is closing in for the kill. Rook e7 check, rook e7 check. This is it. The check that ends it all. Black's king can't move anywhere, and the game is over. 1-0 White